Hello, everyone. I'm really excited because that worked and I only just press one button. Scott's going to be so proud when he watches the replay. Tonight's our last show for the year. 2024 has been up and down for everybody, but it has gone so quickly. It's been amazing being able to do the shows with you guys. And so many of you have been able to come to my state and visit and stay. And I've been able to get over to so many shows on the mainland and see a lot of you. It's been a great year for music. So thank you for sticking with us all year long. We are so grateful that you tune in every week and people watching the replays. I love it when you guys send us messages or comments. We absolutely love all of them. Thank you. Next year, Country Kickback will be back next year. We're going to start the year off in Tamworth. It's going to be a big year. I do have some international artists that want to do some interviews, so I might throw a couple of those in to surprise you over the next few weeks, just out of our regular time slots, just so while we've got that time difference to go live and do some of that, so it works for all of you. There are some new things coming next year. There's some really exciting stuff. We've been working with a lot of artists doing different things, songwriting, and we're even starting some different things on radio. So next year, we're going to start doing some teasers and get out some ads for you guys. But 2025 is looking like it's going to be quite a big year musically, and that's the most exciting stuff that we can think of. So thank you all for joining us. We've got Chloe waiting patiently in the green room, so I'm going to welcome her in. Scott's not here, so please be patient with me. I do miss his expertise. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
How are you? Because I think we didn't have you on the show for your last single. It was the one before that, I think. I was trying to work out which one it was because they're all in my playlist.
Yeah, it's been a while, I think, so it's nice to be back.
Have you had a nice year? You've had so much happening this year. Has it been, I imagine it's been exciting but also exhausting. Have you had time to take it in?
I have. It's been more parts exciting than exhausting, but I have been enjoying slowing down a little bit over the last few weeks and just, reminiscing on what's been in this year and what I've been able to achieve and the opportunities I've been so graciously handed. And I've had a really great year. I'm no complaints.
That's what I like to hear. You, because you have, like, to me, watching from the sidelines and listening to your music and watching you, you've won awards, you've done so much recording, and seeing you touring with different people as well, getting out there doing different things. To me, it looked like you've had so much fun.
I have. I love, my favorite thing is performing. It's so much fun. I love going on tour and being able to see different parts of the country and meet people and share my stories. So to have had those opportunities this year was really cool.
Did you go to many places you hadn't been before? Has it taken you to different? Yeah,
I went to Tassie. I
think I was on the mainland when you were here.
Yeah, I went to Hobart. So I played the Odeon Theatre. Is that what it's called? And Go West. So that was really, really cool. And I'd never been to Tassie before. And I only had about 18 hours and everyone told me it was a heat wave. It was like the hottest day that anyone had heard of in March. It was so hot. But I had a great time and I got to see a bit of Tassie.
It was so good. And that's what's happened this year. Like, we do that, don't we? We all travel. We get to go to different places, but we cross over in the air almost. Like, it's just, we're in your state and I'm in their state. Yeah, it's happened so often. But I'm glad you did 18 hours down here. You have to come back next year. We'll show you.
I want to come and visit. I really love what I've seen of Tassie online and in flying in. It looks beautiful. So I'd love to spend more time there.
And in March, it would have been nice to see flying in. You would have been able to see everything clearly and get a window seat. If you're coming to Tassie, get the window seat.
Okay.
That's the trick. So you can enjoy the view. There's lots of people popping in. Kaz has popped in and said Merry Christmas. She said that, hang on, sorry, I'm trying to get it up on the screen, Kaz, that you were nominated for several of the categories in her awards and that country music is in good hands. I agree, Kaz. Absolutely agree. pop the link in, Kaz, for your reviews. If you've got it there, pop it in the comments so that people can go and have a look after the show. Jan has popped into the room and said hi. You would see Jan more than I do up there. She'd be at more shows than I get to go to, being local. And Kaz has said an album, please, Chloe.
Oh, sure. Okay. Don't have to twist my arm. I'll definitely be doing one day, but I can tell you that there's an EP coming next year, which is exciting, and it's all brand new songs. So
all brand new ones.
All brand new ones that no one's heard before. It's very, very fun.
How long have you been working on the EP? Is it something you've been building up to?
Yeah, I started writing for it without realizing I was writing for it last year. And then this year I went to the States and I recorded with my producer in June. And we ended up doing 4 tracks. So we looked at each other and we're like, well, that's an EP. And we decided, let's do it. Let's release an EP. And yeah, I'm really, really excited about these songs. They're my favorite ones I've ever written. And I think that's the way it should be, right? Like you should always be moving forward and liking your songs more than the last. So yeah, I don't have a date yet, but keep an eye out.
Oh, that's very exciting. I can't wait. Next year is going to be huge for you. You've had, we were saying a few minutes ago, you've had such a big year. You've been on tour. You've been to different places. Different artists that you've been on tour with and opening up with, it's such different sounds. Do you think that's helped influence the next lot of writing that you've been doing? Is that sort of
maybe? Yeah. I love the fact that I've, been asked to support people like Nick Kershaw and Go West or Gladys Knight, and not necessarily country acts, because I like to think that my music can kind of, be accepted by anybody that listens to music, So it's nice to have the opportunity to play my music to a different crowd as well, and bring a little bit of country music into a Gladys Knight audience. It's really cool.
It's incredible, isn't it? And I say this a lot lately, that blurred line between genres is getting bigger, because people are just going, it's not embarrassing to like country music or to like a different genre, and it's okay to like more than one now. I think we're getting better at that. And I think seeing people on the road and tours and the big mix, even the big tours like your Red Hot Summers or your Somersault, all those, they have a mix of genres now. It used to be you'd stick to a genre, and now people are going, you know what, I want to see that band and I want to see that band. And I think that's opening up those doors for artists coming in to the industry like what you had this year. Yeah, which is great. Absolutely exciting. Little Lady, your last single for 2024. Tell us a little bit about this one. And I know you've got a video for it, which I really loved. I loved the visuals of that video. Tell us about the song and why is that your last? Why did you use this one to end the year with?
Well, this song is about me. It's very autobiographical, like all my music is. And I wrote it a year and a bit ago. I'd gotten home from a trip to the States and I'd met somebody over there. And obviously it was just like a holiday fling, and I came home and I got in my head about it, as I do. I love to overthink everything, and I still do. And I'm trying not to look at it as a weakness. So when I wrote this song, I looked at it as a strength. Like I can turn this into a positive. Sometimes overthinking can be detrimental, but
when you're a songwriter, it's a good thing.
Exactly. In this instance, it comes in handy. It just talks about the experience I had with this person and how I blamed myself for it ending. But ultimately, in hindsight, it was never going to work because I lived in Australia. So
that's a reasonable reason, isn't it? It's not like it's a horrible ending.
No. And the film clip was filmed by my sister, Amy. She has been doing all my music videos this year, which is incredible.
How did Amy get into this? Is this something that she'd studied? Is it just something that happened accidentally?
It's just something that happened. So she has always been very handy with a camera. She's older than me. And I've always known she can take a great photo. So she started taking photos of me at live performances a few years ago, and just out of love for her sister. And then I pretty much had a mental breakdown to her earlier this year and was like, I have all these songs that I want to release and I want a music video for all of them. But I can't afford that.
No.
and she has a camera that films in that good quality. So she was like, okay, like, let's
Let's
try.
do it.
And the first clip that we did was for 25, which came out in April. And I think that got to like number 11 on the CMT charts. And then
Yeah.
since then, they've just kept getting higher and higher. And I think Reader Room got to number 6, which is really cool. So I'm so proud of Amy that this was not her profession at all. It's just a hobby. And I've just kind of forced her hand and been like, hello, I need help.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. And how nice is that? You guys get to spend the day together and probably time leading up to that as you're storyboarding and working out where you want to go on location and outfits and everything. But to keep it in a family, I just think it's beautiful to be able to do it. And she's done an amazing job. She really has.
Thank you. Yeah, she has. She's amazing. I'm very proud of her.
You looked like you got the perfect day for filming as well. Weather-wise, it looked perfect.
Well, actually, so yes, we did that day, but that was actually the backup day. So we originally tried to film it 3 weeks prior, and it was way too windy, and the sun had set at the wrong time, and we just were like, this isn't working. So thankfully, our friend lives on that property and said we could just come back when it was better weather. So we did, yeah.
That is the thing with it, isn't it? You just can't pick the weather.
You cannot, no.
Is it far from where you live? Is it nearby?
It's in northern New South Wales. So like Crabs Creek is the area. It's a beautiful little area, lots of, obviously, as you can see, like open fields and cows and stuff. But it was a far drive for me, about an hour, which is fine. I'm used to those kinds of drives. But it wasn't helpful when we were thinking we were going to record a bit, like film a music video, and then we didn't get one. But it's okay. It all happens how it's meant to, right?
Exactly. It's unfolded how it's meant to. It's like the love story that's come out into a song. Does the person that you wrote it about know?
Oh, I'm sure they do. I am sure they do, because honestly, I have no shame. I am quite honest in my lyrics. I mean, I'll never name and shame the person.
No.
I'll never ever do that. But I would like to think that this person knows that this song is about them. There's a few lyrics that are very specific. So if
you didn't reach out and say, hey, I've written a song, just a heads up. You just let them figure it out.
I just let them figure it out.
Yep.
If the shoe fits, right?
Exactly. You know what? And that's the catch. If you're with somebody who's musical, there's always a chance that you're going to end up in a song, and that's just part of it. Take the risk.
I mean, I don't want people to be like, oh, she just writes mean songs. No, I just write how I'm feeling and what I'm living. And sometimes it's about boys and sometimes it's not. So that's my life.
It's funny because you listen to songs and sometimes you think it's about a person, and often it's about an animal, or like it doesn't matter what you write about. People are going to take it how they take it, and if they listen to it and think I'm in that person's life, maybe that's about me. Well, if you can't figure it out, maybe just let it be.
Just don't message me about it. I don't want to deal with it.
Exactly right. Kaz popped in. Sorry, I'm really slow with the comments, guys. And she said, "Cool, an EP will be fine."
Perfect.
And she was impressed with Gladys Knight. Absolutely. What does this one say? I couldn't see it. Chuck Berry once said that every song has country in it. There are 94 types of country music. I actually think that that's probably quite accurate.
Agreed.
There's a lot of songs that are country music influenced and sneaking in with different instruments and different styles. Eric has popped in to say hi Eric. And I can't see this comment either. I did creative writing at uni, and the first rule to write about was what you know. Write about what you know. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. How do you go with your writing? Do you have like little notes that you carry around if an idea hits you, or are you a sit down and I'm going to write now? Yep, fine. Yep.
My notes app. So my notes app. Things just come to me, just sentences. I find, for example, like Read a Room, which came out in May, that started as just read a room, or I know how to read a room, written in my notes app, because it was something I kept saying to my friends about this situation where I was being ghosted. And I was just like, this guy's so lucky I know how to read a room. And I just kept saying it. So I was like, I'm going to write that down. And then I took just that sentence into a writing session, and we wrote it. And There was another song that I only recently just wrote on my piano. And I said to my mum about a situation I've just been going through. I was like, I'm just so sad about it. And I wrote a song called Sad About It. And that was the hook. I'm so sad about it.
Just
so
the little things that come out naturally.
Yeah. It's just like, I really try hard to be conversational when I write, because that's, you know, the easiest way to connect with me, I suppose, as a listener, because you're basically we're having a good old yap when I'm singing the song.
Essentially, that's what it is, isn't it? You're telling a story, and it's you've got to know and understand it to be able to tell it well. I think you've got to know the feeling behind what you're performing. How other people take it, that's on them. But you know, when I first heard the title, before I listened to the song "Read a Room," I automatically thought of the Golden Guitars. You know, that it's now the before party, not the after party, but that before party compared to the after party, reading the room is completely different to how it used to feel. And that was as soon as I had that. So I hadn't read press releases, I hadn't done anything, but as soon as I saw that title, I was like, oh, it made me think of that. So it was interesting how that popped in, because you sit in the corner and you read the room of the nerves, the exhaustion, the styles of music, and the, you know, the interactions of people that may not have met everybody, and the introductions, and it made me think of that, because I like to watch that unfold in those moments. So it was funny how it pops into your head something different to what it's written about.
And that's, I love that about music.
It means so much to everybody, so different to everybody. Absolutely. Now, Scott, I was telling you before we went live, Scott is not unfortunately here with us for our final night, but we love and miss him, and he's actually out having a dinner, a Christmas dinner. So hopefully he's having a few drinks and enjoying himself. But he has put up today some fun facts for us about you. And he said, what's this one? That you really enjoy fashion, and you meticulously curate all your stage outfits. How long does that take? Is that a nightmare?
It is a nightmare. I genuinely have a panic attack. I'm not even joking. Like, I have anxiety, and I genuinely send myself into a spiral every single time I'm planning outfits for music videos, mainly music videos and photo shoots. For some reason, stage isn't as bad. I know what works on a stage, and I know how to, what I'm comfortable in. But then when it comes to music videos, like the little lady, that was, the dress was $60 from Cotton On, and that was like the last thing I bought, because I was trying everything else and nothing was working, and I just was like, screw this. And I walked into Cotton On and I found this dress, and it worked perfectly. The jacket is a vintage jacket from a vintage store. The scarf is from the same vintage store, and the boots are from the same vintage store. And they were all like a last minute thing, because I was trying all these other dresses and I didn't like any of them. And then Pinterest exists. So I was on Pinterest and I was like, wait, I just need like denim. I just need something super casual. And there we go. It's always like the unexpected is what works the most for me. Anyway.
See, I don't like shopping very much. Like, if I'm going shopping, I know what I'm there to get. I know where I've got to get it from, and I'm in and I'm out. I just don't. I don't know why, but it's just I'd much prefer to be camping or doing something different. But I go into a store, if it doesn't jump out at me straight away, nothing's going to work. I'm the opposite to that. Like, if something doesn't jump out to try on now, I'm just going to go. There's nothing here. It doesn't work. The outfits.
I have fun. I do have fun doing it. And especially like stage, I love that, because I love expressing myself through color and like texture, and this, like the dress itself. Usually I wear a dress and like some boots, and I have a lot of fun doing that.
How do you go shopping for boots for stage? Because for me, anything stage-wise or festival-wise, I'm going for comfort, and not like if I'm going to the heat, I'm like, will I wear the high boots or the lower boots? That's how I go with that. Not will it work best with the outfit? How do you?
So I have one pair of boots that I wear, and they don't exist anymore. No, the brand is Bellini, and Bellini stopped making them straight after I bought them. And I've had them on rotation for 18 months now, and they are my like staple. Like, that's Chloe's style is boot, you know, and I only wear them on stage. So even when I am 5 minutes before stage, they're not on my feet yet. Like I'm wearing something else because I can't buy them again. So they are my favorite boot, and you will recognize them when you see them. But I also have like a pair of black boots that I wear, which I can keep buying. So I'm not as precious with them. But white is hard. If you stuff white, like that's tough.
That's the problem, isn't it? Absolutely. And another fun fact that Scott has here is not coming on just a second. There we go. What has he said here? Chloe has a double degree in Bachelor of Business Management and Bachelor of Journalism. Do you use these in your writing skills? Do you think this has changed how you would write songs, having all that behind you?
I'm not sure about writing songs. The Bachelor of Business comes in handy every day because I majored in marketing, so I'm always thinking of how to market my brand. Except when I'm clocked off for the year and it's Christmas time, I'm not thinking about my marketing, but I am, forward thinking. My Bachelor of Journalism comes in handy when it's, when I'm working with Jules, my publicist, and we're doing press releases, and when she needs little blurbs from me and stuff like that, that comes in handy. And I do all the copy on my website and all of that. So I'm very grateful, and I thank my younger self for having done those degrees. But I feel like the journalism I probably could have done without, to be honest, because I don't really use it, but it's cool to have it.
And look, it is handy. And as you said, doing your press releases, going forward in music, you could end up doing them for other people. And there's lots of ways you can incorporate that into the industry.
You never know what you're going to need down the track.
Exactly right. I don't think there's anything that I've ever done career-wise or study-wise that probably hasn't helped in music in some way. Whether it be thinking about, when an artist you can tell isn't 100%, or all the little things, or backstage when you're trying to get someone on stage and then, you can see they're nauseous or they're not feeling well, and what can I do to get them on there and get through the gig? There's lots of different ways that it helps, I think. What else have we got? As I said, as a Tamworth girl, she said the music to her is more important than the fashion.
That's fair. I agree with that too.
Yeah. That's true. I guess if you get up there on stage and the fashion isn't quite on point, it's better than the singing not being.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's fair. Very fair. Chloe, tell us a little bit about where we can find your current single. If we want to go and have a listen and watch the video, tell us a little bit where we can get it.
Yeah, so Little Lady is online on all the platforms. So like Spotify, Apple Music, etc. The music video is on YouTube. It's also on CMT Australia. So if you have Foxtel and you watch that, then you will probably see it there. And everything is on my website, chloestyler.com, if you want to check out all my other music. But if you're on social medias, the one I use the most is Instagram, but I am also on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot.
Twitter, how do you go with Twitter? Because we haven't been using Twitter as much lately.
I don't actually use it. I love how I said I was on it. I don't actively use it, but I share things to it through the other apps, like the other websites. But I love TikTok. I post a lot of unreleased songs on TikTok that I just write at my piano. I'm so grateful that I have a piano. It's like literally therapy to me to sit down and play my piano and write a song. And I usually then post that straight away onto TikTok. I just don't do it as much on Instagram. So if anyone's out there wanting to just hear songs that you might never actually hear recorded, then find me on TikTok.
I find that I love that you can do that on TikTok, but sometimes I find artists that probably, most Australian artists, I could find a contact to get that single or whatever, but like international artists, sometimes I see them on TikTok do a song that's not recorded and they're not going to record it. I'm like, I love that. I need that song in my life.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Can you please record that? Yeah. But TikTok is really good for finding, I don't know, not different music, just unreleased. I don't know. It just seems to come up in your feed so easily. It's like it knows you want to hear it. Whereas sometimes you're searching on other ones. And that makes it a little bit hard. Eric popped in and he said that your current single is a great song. I
Thank
love the
you.
single too, Eric. Next year you've got EP hopefully coming out. You've still got some shows coming up ahead. You're going to be in Tamworth in January.
I am. I'm putting on a headline show with Jade Gibson and Chelsea Berman. So we're
How
gonna,
good is that?
we're playing at Moonshiners on the 23rd, which will be really, really fun. But yeah, before that, I'm playing in Sydney at Metro Social. With thanks to Tamworth Country Music Festival, we are putting free country music on in Sydney all month. So it's going to be really fun. And I'm playing with my band. It's our first interstate band trip. It'll be fun to say the least.
How many people have you got heading there in your band for that one? What band members?
3 plus me. So I've been playing with these guys for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And I love my band, love the boys. So I didn't want to have to get session players from Sydney. I really wanted to use this as an opportunity to, say thanks to the boys for sticking around.
Exactly. And also, like, where you are, you can drive there. Like, that's drivable, so the band can go with you. It's not as difficult to get them there and get your equipment there. And
yeah, exactly.
And I think I don't know, but it'd have to feel on stage comfortable and easier having your own band than sending stuff to professional players. And
I know they have my back, and we know the songs like the back of our hands. And it also is just really nice to share these more exciting experiences with them, because they've been through the boring stuff as well,
And the songs, as much as they're your songs and you've written them, and then you're in front, they're singing them, they would feel partly like it's their stories too.
Yeah.
Seeing it from the beginning. So I think that's beautiful to be able to include them. But Kaz has said there, Moonshiners is the best venue. I love Moonshiners.
Me
How
too.
good is the feeling there? And it has air conditioning. So, there's quite a few pros with that one, but Moonshiners went really well last year. I think, this year. I think it's a great choice of venue, and the three of you are going to have a great time. Before we do go, though, we were just talking about your sister doing your film clips and things for next year. Is that something that you're going to keep doing together going forward?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't trust anyone else. I mean, obviously there'll be days, there'll come times where I have to use someone else, but I love working with Amy, so I can't wait.
Especially when she's not charging you. She's not going to start charging you, is she? Like,
better not, because I don't have the budget.
If my sister was doing it, she wouldn't be getting paid. She'd be just told.
No.
It's if we're blood related, you don't have to pay, surely.
She gets paid in dinner that night.
That's right. And your company all day.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's got everything. We also wanted to thank Jules. Jules is your publicist, and has been for a while now. She's amazing. We get nothing but professional from Jules. She's wonderful. So thank you for trusting us all year, Jules. And even with Tamworth, Jules has already locked some of the Tamworth dates in already. So it's already starting the craziness of 2025.
It's already starting.
Yeah. How are you going? Christmas time? You're starting to have a bit of downtime. What do you do do you have to do shows? Do you get some family time? What's your tradition?
I get family time. So this is actually my last engagement for the year. So I now am clocking off, and I'm just going to spend time with my family and my dog. And then next year it picks up pretty early, the 8th of January, with the Metro Social show. So the boys and I will be in full swing with rehearsals and stuff first week of Jan. And yeah, I'm excited to kick it off really, really quickly. Like, usually Tamworth is my first gig of the year. But this will be fun. Yeah.
But I mean, it's still the 8th, so you've still got a bit of time to get over the period. And this is my first year with some downtime this time of year as well. So it's really nice for us all to be able to do that. I think we learn over the years to have a bit of downtime, because January just goes with a bang. Tamworth is like, you're in there, you're full on. It's like it sets a pace for the 12 months ahead.
It does.
So we've learnt, haven't we? I love this little fact that's got actually popped in the comments for you about your dog. Dixie, which is named after the Chicks, or originally the Dixie Chicks. Did you name Dixie before the Dixie Chicks changed their name, or was this an after?
I did. So I got Dixie in May of 2020. and I named her Dixie after the chicks. And then in July, they changed their name. So it was unfortunate timing, but nevertheless, she's still my little best friend, and she's fast asleep under my feet right now.
Oh, she's being very well behaved.
Yeah.
Very well behaved. What kind of dog is she?
A toy cavoodle.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah. And they are so energetic, aren't they? That's such a little...
Oh yeah. She still thinks she's a puppy.
I mean, she's only 4. She's definitely still
puppy-ish.
Still puppy-ish. Thank you so much. I know that we've just gone over time a little bit, but thank you so much for coming back and talking to us. We would love to have you on the show in Damworth if you've got a free moment. Let's book it in. And
absolutely. Jules, I think Jules may already have been
she probably has sent it through. Yes, I reckon she has. We've got some dates. Tamworth has just come really quickly, but I love getting to see you in person. I'd love to come to your show. We cannot wait to see you, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you. You too. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. And everybody watching, Merry Christmas. We will still be on socials. We'll still be here, but we're going to have next week off because, next Wednesday, is that Christmas Day? I don't even know what the date is. Yeah, I was going to say, so we won't do a Christmas Day show. We're not going to drive you do nuts. But one other mention today is the 18th. It's my mum's birthday. So happy birthday, Mum. We are not having tea because we're doing shows, but she did call in a few minutes ago and she's coming to Tamworth. So everybody will get to see her in Tamworth as well. It's becoming a bit of a tradition having mum there, which is good fun. So thank you so much, Chloe. Before we go, just a reminder to follow on socials, any of your preferred platforms, but jump over and make sure you're following or subscribing to whichever platform you listen to. If you're not sure, scan the QR code and that will take you to it as well. But thank you again, Chloe. It's been lovely having you. It's so good to end the year with you.
Yay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. We'll see you all in the new year. Have a happy and safe Christmas break and see you in 2025.
Bye.
See you guys. Doesn't want to go. Won't let us. There we go.